Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something you've probably all experienced from one side or the other, providing really top-tier tourist information. We're going to take those dry, everyday facts about a local spot and totally transform them into an unforgettable experience for visitors. Think of this not just as answering basic questions, but as your ultimate toolkit for becoming a true local ambassador. Let's get right into it. Take a look at this. It's a super busy tourist information desk, right? I want you to really ground yourself in this bustling, kind of chaotic environment for a second. The stakes here are actually surprisingly high. You've got people hauling luggage, frantically studying maps, and they are relying absolutely, entirely on the person behind that desk for clear, accurate guidance in a completely unfamiliar place. This explainer is all about giving you the exact tools to be that confident, helpful hero they so desperately need. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We'll quickly cover the overall tourist experience, then we'll look at how to properly explain local attractions, give crystal clear directions, tailor your recommendations, tackle those rapid-fire simple inquiries, and finally, wrap up with some pro tips for absolute success. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the tourist experience and setting the stage. So before we even touch the mechanics of handing out maps or pointing down the street, I want you to mentally step into the shoes of a traveler who's completely out of their element. Providing helpful info isn't just about reciting opening hours like a robot. The big takeaway here is that it's fundamentally about enhancing their overall experience. You are, in essence, managing their psychological comfort. Your actual goal is to make sure they feel totally taken care of, so their visit is incredibly smooth and enjoyable. And honestly, once you realize you're basically managing their peace of mind, the whole way you communicate shifts completely. Moving right along to Section 2, explaining local attractions, or as I like to call it, the pitch. Now, tourists are leaning heavily on your descriptions to figure out exactly how to spend their precious limited vacation time. So here is your foolproof checklist for the perfect attraction pitch. Whenever you talk about a local spot, you absolutely must hit these 5 things. First up, the exact name and location. Second, give them a brief history or some significance, because tourists absolutely eat that up. Third, the main features, what actually makes it cool or unique. Fourth, the super practical stuff, meaning opening hours and what it costs. And finally, exactly how to get there. Seriously, if you leave even one of these out, you're leaving them guessing. Let's look at how all those pieces actually snap together into a really seamless, actionable pitch. Read this with me. The City Museum is downtown. Founded in 1901, it features an ancient Egyptian collection. Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $10. Take bus route 5. See that? Boom. Name and location. The history, the main feature, the practicals, and the transport. In literally just a few seconds, you've handed them absolutely everything they need to confidently go plan their entire afternoon. It's like a masterclass in efficiency. Okay, Section 3, giving clear directions, stepping into the role of the navigator. We all know the feeling of being totally lost. When a tourist gets lost, they do not need a geography lesson. They need concrete, visually driven steps to get back on track. So stick to this super logical 3-step sequence. Step 1, and this is absolutely critical, use landmarks. Please avoid complicated street names or local jargon. A big, obvious landmark will always beat a tiny street sign for a stressed-out visitor. Step 2, break it down into bite-sized, step-by-step guidance. And Step 3, explicitly state the distance and the estimated time it's going to take them. Let's see that in action. This quote perfectly nails that step-by-step guidance. Go straight for 2 blocks gives them a really clear distance. Then take a right at the coffee shop on the corner, use the highly visible landmark rather than some confusing avenue name, and keep walking until you see the park gives them a massive, unmistakable visual cue for their final destination. This completely strips away the confusion and just keeps them moving with total confidence. Next up, Section 4, tailoring your recommendations, the curator. Now, if you want to elevate yourself from a basic info desk to a true curator, you've got to personalize your advice. You have to take the initiative to uncover what this specific person actually wants to do. And this question right here, it's the ultimate conversation starter. You really can't give a stellar recommendation if you're flying blind. By simply asking, are you interested in history, art, or outdoor activities? You are instantly gauging their preferences, getting a read on their budget, and figuring out exactly what kind of vibe they're looking for. And once you've got that intel, you serve up a variety of options. Let's say you've got someone who just wants to unwind. You hit them with the relaxed option, the local park and botanical gardens. Perfect. But if you've got a couple of thrill seekers standing there, you pivot and pitch the adventure option, that ziplining course just outside of town. Offering this kind of variety caters perfectly to totally different energy levels, and it makes the tourist feel truly heard and valued. All right, Section 5, Answering Simple Inquiries, the rapid fire round. Throughout your day, you are going to get hit with common questions that require incredibly fast, clear answers. Here's a classic. Where is the nearest hotel? Now remember the context here. When a tourist asks this, they might be exhausted, dragging heavy bags, maybe even a little panicked because it's getting dark. Your response needs to be an immediate stress reliever. And here is exactly how you do that. Check out this response and notice how it just instantly lowers the temperature in the room. First, a time estimate. The nearest hotel is just a 5-minute walk from here. Right away, they know relief is close. Then, clear direction. Head down this street. And finally, that trusty visual cue. You'll see it on your right-hand side. It's concise, it's highly accurate, and man, is it reassuring. Let's throw another common logistical curveball out there. How do I get to the train station? Transport questions can be a little tricky because priorities vary wildly. Some folks have hours to kill, while others are literally sprinting to catch a departure. The real secret sauce here is offering alternatives. Look at this. Take bus number 3 for a 15-minute ride, or take a taxi if you're in a hurry. By giving them the choice between a bus and a taxi, you are empowering them to make the call based on their own schedule and wallet. You aren't just giving them directions, you're handing them back control of their trip. And finally, Section 6, Pro Tips for Success, the final polish. So we've nailed down the tactical stuff, but now let's look at the behavioral skills, because this is what takes you from good to unforgettable. These 3 principles are basically the golden rules. Number 1, be friendly and patient. Seriously, empathy is your best tool here. These people are often completely overwhelmed by a new environment. Number 2, use simple language. Ditch the complex slang, especially since a lot of visitors might not speak the local language fluently. And number 3, always offer additional help, like handing them maps, brochures, or even contact details. I really want to highlight this specific phrase because it's absolute gold. Here's a map of the city, and I've marked the main attractions for you. This right here, this is the ultimate local hero move. By physically handing them a map with your own personalized markings on it, your help literally walks out the door with them. It's a tangible, physical reminder that they received phenomenal service. So, pulling it all together, mastering these really structured communication tools fundamentally transforms the tourist experience. It doesn't matter if you're pitching an obscure museum, guiding them past a corner coffee shop, or handing over a beautifully marked up map. What you are actually doing is ensuring they have a wonderfully smooth, completely enjoyable visit. Which brings us to the end, and I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. How will you apply these tools to become the ultimate local guide? The very next time a completely bewildered traveler walks up to you, you now have the exact blueprint to turn their confusion into total confidence. So get out there, put these skills into practice, and just watch the incredible impact you can have on someone's journey. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.